Welcome to the Casual Experience.
Gentlemen, we are welcome to the podcast. This is the Casual Experience MMA podcast. On this episode, we'll be going to AKO 12, actually the African Knockout Show. They were having their 12th episode of their event in December at the Landmark Event Center in Lagos. And on this episode, I have two gentlemen that will be trying to help me dissect this card. Our African MMA in-house correspondent or analyst, Ferdinand. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And also, we have a new entrant. We just signed him from the international stage. And this is Dr. Onyedika.
It's a
Welcome
pleasure.
to the podcast.
Thank you very much.
What do you feel for you to be doing African MMA? We know you as like the UFC so much that we didn't know you love AKO this much.
I mean, it feels, I don't know, I feel at home. Let me just say that.
Feel at home because AKO is actually home.
Yeah.
And I know you have some interest. You have some fighters you have seen, you know, personally that have been on the AKO cards.
Yeah, I mean, right, since the inception of AKO, I've been a big fan of it, actually. Ever since Kamaru started talking about it. I can't remember the particular fight it was he had in the UFC. Shortly after I saw it on his page, I was a follower of his and one of his brothers. So I saw it, I was like, AKO, that would be nice. So then they said a while before the inception. So before I eventually said following AKO was still like AKO 3 or 4. The first one I watched live was AKO 5.
Yeah, the one we watched at the Dome.
This day Dome.
Yeah, yes, at this day Dome in Abuja here. That was actually my first AKO too.
Okay, yours.
Or my first professional mixed martial arts event.
Experience.
Yes, I worked. Then I've worked plenty of them.
Yeah.
So on this card, our main event, Ferdinand, welcome to the podcast. Let me hear a bit. After watching PFL Africa over the weekend, I know you love African MMA.
100%.
You saw how PFL Africa happened. Now we are back to our
home base.
Yeah, AKO 12.
Yeah.
I want to know how your heart beats.
Well, it's always normal, but I'm going to beef the AKO once more. You know, I'm not really happy with the arrangement, and first of all, is that belt. You know, we'll talk more about the belts because
the belt
they've not given any belts now.
No, they were supposed to give give belt to the winners. The Diata supposed to have a belt. No belt for him.
Yeah.
We didn't see the belt on display. Yeah. João Santos supposed to have a belt, no belt.
And Geno Sigwe too as well.
Yes, Geno Sigwe, even though she was later.
Yeah, but she was supposed to be handed with something.
The belt.
At this point, I'm siding you with the beef because there's something that they did. They customized the belt on their waist online. Yeah. I was so mad when I saw that.
We saw PFL Africa. Actually, they gave their belts to the winners of the categories. 4 fighters, four categories won their belts. We saw them. But for AKO, no belt. Somebody said it was an audio belt.
Just wishful thoughts belts, whereby you just present it online for you and. You know, for me, I see it as you just calm the whole MMA fan because I was hoping to see something that on the AKO 10 in Abuja. That was the velodrome. You know, that was one of the most important reasons why I got there. I wanted to see how the belt looked like. You know, and to my surprise, you know, they just played us all that day, and it was all fun fights with no belt and everything. It was. I didn't really expect that from Kamaru. You know, it was a total disappointment from my side.
But on this card now, the main event of the evening will be headlined by the interim featherweight champion, Gasmi Diatta of Senegal.
I kill everybody.
Yeah, Gasmi Diatta of Senegal. He will be against Farouk Boudissa. You know Farouk Boudissa? Yeah. He's made his debut at AKO 10 at the Velodrome. Yeah. Now he's here on AKO 12. Yeah. And they say this is an interim belt. Like
that
I don't understand.
Interim that one is what is pissing me off.
He was he won the interim.
The first champion.
The Diatta. Yeah. When he defeated Andre Mukisi of Angola.
Yeah.
And they said he was the interim champion of the bantamweight division of AKO, right?
Yeah.
Now you're giving him another person, Farouk Boudissa. You are saying it's also an interim bout. Like, how many times do you have interim in the tournament? Even UFC, does it happen that way? Can it be interim and interim again?
I understand that the UFC is like the gold standard that we use now as, you know, the promotion for MMA. But then there is no explanation from the AKO for that interim being called twice. Because, I mean, if anything, now this begs to this begs to raise concerns and arguments about a possible conspiracy theory, because why are the Algerians now having their wave? That's the first one. It's a wave. It's kind of like how the Russians and the Dagestanis had their wave. If you are good, you're good.
Yeah.
You understand? You're going to have your wave, you'll be promoted.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's something productive from you, come up. Let's give you people. Gasmia Diata, I kill everybody. Yeah. So he's an AKO favorite. I mean, he already has the catchphrase, I kill everybody. He has cemented that thing. So that was a soul, that was a voice in the AKO. And then he won the interim championship against Mukisi, somebody who looked phenotypically or physically bigger and stronger than him.
Yeah.
He beat this guy with proper skill and precision, even with a broken wrist. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, that is a whole wrist that was broken. And then you set his fight again.
Making it an interim.
For the title fight, but then you call it interim. If he loses this now, what credibility will it give the last one?
I also learned that
got?
AKO, they do points, they use point system.
Oh, yeah,
So Budisa has only one bout where he defeated Chukwemeri Okoli.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
Yeah.
That first round rear naked choke.
Yeah.
Now you're giving him a title shot. It's like a slap to everybody that has gotten points in AKO. That's just my confusion.
But like I said about that wave thing, if it's that, you understand? So let's watch the fight then. You understand?
So if he wins the fight, then he becomes the interim champion of AKO.
Yes, which would actually make sense. I don't know. When I say make sense, it will be fair to Diata. But if Diata, it will be fair to Diata now, because how can I be interim and then you win me and you just become the champion like that? You have to be interim.
It's still called an interim.
Yes,
bout.
that's what I'm saying. So if Diata loses this, Budisa would be called interim and not the champion.
Yes.
Because if I were Diata, I would literally kill everybody.
My question is why are they even using Budisa for interim? Like, why is he qualified to be talking about championship?
You have to look at his resume.
What's resume?
I'm not saying. I'm not. Wait, let me put it the AQ. I'm just trying to make a case for why they did that. Do you understand? I'm not, because I actually don't know.
The middleweight.
Okay.
He's talking about championship yet. We have a Yakuza that has gone 7-0.
I feel like that fight is probably a fight of streaks. Because I mean, Yakuza is 7-0, and Fado,
Mandani is 6-1 or thereabout.
Yeah, 6-1, and that one I think is a draw.
Yes, something.
You understand?
Like that. So my point is, in that category too, there are people that have gone unbeaten that are supposed to be talking about title shots.
Not that long.
Why are you giving somebody that just had one bout?
Because it is aesthetically appeasing to people's eyes coming to watch that fight. That okay, this is the number. You understand? If you must have racked up some number of losses, there has to be something away from your resume that people have to come and watch that is marketable. Otherwise, the promotion will not promote you.
Okay, let's do the analysis for them.
Okay, yeah.
And Diata has 8 bouts in all his career.
Okay, bantamweight.
His first two professional bouts, he lost them.
Okay.
He's gonna head to win 6 fights.
After that?
Yes, after that.
Okay.
He's in a 6 winning streak.
Are these all in AKO or generally?
Generally.
Okay.
Generally. No, AKO, he has 6.
Okay, so that means all that 6 came
AKO.
When he came into the AKO, but the 2 prior were before the AKO.
He lost to Musasa.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yes, of course. Who else would have been able to
bro? Don't play with that guy, man.
5 TKOs, 1 submission. He's a striking specialist and a submission artist. We know so much about him. We know watching him is interesting.
Yeah.
Now for Farouk Budisa, at least we saw him live when we are at the Velodrome. How he submitted Okoli. He has 6 bouts, 1 loss and 5 victories. The last was the one he did that, but the AKO is just 1 victory he has against Okoli. Now see where it is. He's fought in Baba FC.
Yeah.
It's a nation based in North Africa. Baba FC. He's also a grappling. He's a BJJ practitioner.
He's a top.
A brown belt holder and a grappling expert, and he has perfect ground transition. Now, my concern is just that after 1 bout in AKO, he's aiming for the title shot.
He was giving rather.
Just like how Sheiks went to EFC. That fight was a title bout against Babadat.
Yes.
Even though he lost in the first round.
Yes.
If he had won that bout, it would have been an EFC middleweight champion.
Yes, no.
That one was different. It's same thing as these. They're trying to get the North Africans to participate more. We need more North African fighters, just like what you talked about. Dagestanis, coming to the UFC and dominating. We have about like 3 Russian champions now in the UFC, and it boils back to the controversy that happened to Sanamanda versus Osigwe. And if not because of the judges that day, for me, I would have given it to Sana that day, right? And giving it to Boadisa against an interim champion. They're not using his AKO rankings to judge him. Yeah. They're using his total ranking from Barbary FC to judge his streak. That's same thing to even Sheks was even lucky because he was already on a losing streak, but just because of the name, they're trying to buy the West African market.
I wouldn't have watched it.
Yeah, so it was the fact that it actually went south.
You think Shek is the biggest West African in terms of name? His name is the biggest name in West Africa.
That was went way back, months back, but not anymore. He has lost that flow after having 6 and 5. It's not something. It's not records that can actually say well about you. People will always ask, "What's your record?" first before talking about knowing how good you are. Your record speaks for you. So that's why we keep talking about Boadisa and Diata and guys that still has good records,
But as if you are not known already, no?
Sheks is known, but his records are poor.
But that's why you said name.
Yeah, the name, it's his style.
So, but if I ask, what was the aim for EFC? Trying to put Sheks.
Promotion.
So they wanted to use it to get the West African market.
Yeah,
and also promote themselves.
Even me, for the first time, I was trying to watch an EFC card. I flew that card like mad.
Exactly. That is the same thing. Think of what happened when Pantoja fought.
Okay, the Japanese guy.
Yeah, one of the two of them.
Yeah, I know the guy. I forgot his name.
And then he beat him almost immediately. Yeah. Just think about the number of people from that part of the world that keyed into the UFC that night.
But was it a championship bout?
Yes, it was. Anybody that challenges Pantoja is a championship bout. Yeah, look at Manchester United, for example. It's my team. Yeah, I used to watch them like 2 years ago anyway, but that's aside. During the preseason, whenever they go to places like China, Singapore, do you see the pool of people that come to watch them? You understand that all of those things are for marketing. So when they go back to play their usual Premier League and Champions League, they don't only have their normal organic fans watching them. They also have organic fans from a lot of places, you understand? Because now people have bought into the history. So they want to see this historical thing, and they got in contact with that club, kind of like when Kamaru came to. It changed our training style that day and all of it's not that we've not been training too.
TME, right?
Yeah, when it came to TME, it just changed everything, you understand? So it's all about promotion too. You want to bring a new light to.
So looking at these two fighters,
your customers and market.
Who do you think will win that day?
Diata and Bodisa. Okay.
If you had to pick a side, yes.
Bodisa will win.
Bodisa will win. What do you think he will win? Looking at how he fights, they say he's a high-level BJJ practitioner.
Yeah.
Brown belt. He's a brown belt holder. Yeah. A grappling expert, and his transitions on the ground are almost perfect. Whereas for Diata, he's a striking specialist. Yes, of course, you've seen it. And a submission artist. Most of his fights, he has 5 TKO in his 6 victories in AKO. 5 TKOs and 1 submission. Whereas for Farouk Budisa, 4 submissions and 1 TKO. So these guys I think they are the best
on their prime.
At that level.
Well, for me, I will go with Boadisa because we are in an area whereby submission specialists tend to come out victorious while facing strikers. We've seen Usman Bokli, we keep talking about, and we've seen different guys coming up with submissions to counter strikers, especially. So I feel like that will play a bigger role, And what happened to the PFL last weekend against Dos Santos versus the Marine boxer. Put some respect on my name, I tend to see that a lot of there's been some changes recently about how fighters gain their victory, so they tend to make your striking tools worthless. It's going to be Bodisa might be the underdog, right? because you're facing an interim champion. But I'll give it to Badisa. The fact that I'm a fan of theatre, I tend to see something unexpected to happen that day.
What are you?
I kill everybody, bro. My guy is winning that night. I mean, Diata. I've had the opportunity to train with Diata once before his fight with Mukisi.
Okay, in Abuja here.
Yes, I think that was like 2 nights before. He and his team. I think there are 2 other people that fought that night. Diata is not a normal person, man, bro.
I still feel even though any fight against the North Africans, they have a way of winning their fights against.
Yes, they always find a way
against Southern Africans, especially West Africans. We are mainly strikers.
Yeah.
Muay Thai, kickboxing, but they are good with grappling.
Yeah.
But something is telling me that theater was going to carry that day. There's a spirit.
Something and spirit, I feel, is me. Full spirit. That will complete your spirit today.
I'm full spirit.
Now you go full your spirit today on that one.
Well, we'll see. I don't see him coming out victorious in that because, like you said, they know how to come out victorious whenever they face strikers.
Know how to, yeah.
Don't be surprised. The other might be. We don't have any chance of that space. So strike would be so difficult for him to get. Just like what happened to Chad and your man Fogno. Yeah, so things like this will always keep coming, keep happening. Right. That disappointment, that thought of I wishful thinking of my favorite fighter didn't come out victorious, and it will keep happening in the fight game because.
But it promises to be a very interesting fight. Like it's about we should be excited.
Yeah.
Watching, we should anticipate this bout.
We should not expect. We should not. For me, the fact that I pointed out Boadisa to come out victorious. I keep my favorite has always been Diata, but in this bout, facing a guy that is in his prime too is not something we should just come out with emotions and feel like anybody will come out victorious. We should just be on the fence for now. But it's not going to be an easy prey to Diata, whereby he can just come up and knock him out and get back on. Yeah.
Can I say something on still on this bout?
Yeah.
I mean, just to be clear, I'm not on the emotional side with this decision of Diata.
Okay.
I mean, Full Spirit said he feels like I understand. That's why I said I was going to complete that spirit. It's more like a definitive statement. I watched that guy train.
Yeah.
What motivates that guy? I don't know what it is that motivates. You know how you just see somebody and you've seen people in their field do things, but then there's just something that is different about this person. More like an anomalous box about this person. He has different categories about himself. Yeah. And even in that fight against Mukisi, I didn't even see up to half of what I was seeing as a potential in that guy. Yeah. Which is what makes him even the more exciting. And funny enough, he speaks a language that I don't really understand. So you just see his bundle of.
But I think you're liking him because you've had a close contact with him. It's very easy to be.
It's not. I'm not talking about. Please, I'm not talking about my liking. I am describing this guy as a fighter. Yeah. From what I have seen. Now, looking at him as a regular random fighter against Budisa.
Yeah.
I cannot talk so much about Budisa because I've not watched Budisa fight so much. However, I've watched Budisa fight once. They fought on the same card.
Yes.
And they fought in the same division. Yeah. We all watched their fights. Yes. Yeah. I was very aware that day.
Budisa's opponent wasn't as good.
Exactly, and I don't see it like that. That's why I'm saying. That's why I allowed everybody to finish. I am not erring on side of finish.
He's a more experienced fighter than Okole. So you cannot. If you're using the 2 opponents they fought, if it was a ranking stuff, Okole would have been down.
So do you now see how disrespectful this is to Diata? But I understand, and you know the role that these kind of things play. When you write somebody off outrightly like that, but
I can't write.
No. I'm not saying anybody is writing, and
he's writing him off.
No,
he's only. I mean, at the end of the day, we are only echoing a lot of what people.
You said the North Africans always
You said it. I made reference to what you said.
It's on air.
Okay.
It's on air anyway. But
okay, just you said North Africans always come up.
They have something.
So I now made reference to what you said, just like what Footprint said about North Africans. That they always come up
which is correct. Actually, find it.
I went back to Salamanda and exactly how it went, and if not because of the controversy.
If not for Juliet Uka that helped us in PFL. PFL against Mariam Gabra.
Yes.
It was the second round TKO.
TKO, yes.
Just came back and rushed the lady. When I was watching that fight, I was looking at my mom was telling me this should not be like.
What weight class is that?
That was flyweight.
It was bantamweight.
So
the lady
just last weekend PFL.
Yes.
So when I was watching it, I was thinking about Joy Obala versus Dina.
Okay, Osman.
Dina Osman. How Dina Osman finished her under.
Oh, Joy actually.
So whenever I see a North African fighting a West African, I get this.
This fear.
I feel that fear is a very, very primal fear. It's a very primal fear. There are one. Look, forget all you know or have learned about history in your lifetime.
Yeah.
History as it is remains history outside of us. You understand? I mean, they are white, we are black. This is casual, so let's be real about this. They are white, we are black.
Yeah.
And also because of history, because of the influence of history, there's this thing of this person might just have
more dominant.
Yes. There is this thing of this person might have something I don't have.
Yeah.
Or I might stand to learn something from this. If I win this person, I gain an advantage. Meanwhile, the person on the other side who are talking about, who is, like we've said, on the superior side, quote unquote, which is one of the things that school actually tries to break. But that's for once. Even if that's for only for once. Just to finish on this. On the other side, because there's a form of relatability with what I'm saying and why you are following with this. On the other side now, this person is probably saying, this is probably another test, because that person has his sights set on someone or something bigger than his own essence. So if you look at what everybody uses to put as what they are looking up to, you can tell why some people eventually.
So that means some lose before the bout.
Yes.
That's an inferiority complex.
And like I said, it's a primal thing.
Self-esteem too is what's because some I feel like they have good gym house and everything, and I don't.
Also hearing that this guy is a black belt.
He's a black, and that's those.
But the thing is, people in that world are also very, very versed as well in a very different way.
Do you know why it's like that?
So if you see that thing of their pedigrees, black belt, this and that. If the person. Let's use A and B. B is being presented to A. And A is listening to all this person is a black belt in this, black belt in that. If at the very core of this person, what is driving A to go into that very bout is not strong enough to fizzle out whatever this person has as a resume, and it will not come when it is being called there. No, it would have come from every single training session leading up to that very bout.
Exactly.
A very good example of this is Terence Crawford and Canelo.
Yes.
Up until the day Terence Crawford retired, he kept on saying that my sight has been set on just one thing.
Yes.
So you can imagine that all that number in his resume was just him looking at Canelo. So he was training beyond everybody he was seeing.
Our common event for the evening is Yahaya Yahuza versus Fawood Mandani.
Big,
These two people have imposing records. Yahaya Yahuza is on 7-0, whereas Mandani is on 6-0-1. We have watched. I'm not sure I watched any fighter the way I've watched Yahuza fight. I watched him make you 5. I watched him make you 6. About 4 AQs I've seen fight. Mandani is just once. So I think I have an idea on how Yahuza fights. Doctor, you should be your teammate.
Man, my coach, man.
Yahuza is your coach. You train the same gym with him. You know him very, very well. I know you say Yahuza will win this bout. On what grounds do you think Yahuza is going to win this bout?
Man, for me, I have a lot of respect for Mandani. a lot of respect for him because I went back to look at his
And
resume.
again, if you see the way he fought, he fought. The guy he fought was supposed to fight Melvin.
Melvin Ubechukwu, yeah.
Melvin couldn't make it.
Yeah.
That bad. So they gave him a placement,
right?
a short notice fight.
Yeah.
And what took him to the second round? It was still a first round.
Yeah,
The first round.
Yeah,
Was it
But he dragged longer than
about 3 minutes, right?
Yeah, 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It was also a submission.
Yeah.
We haven't really watched him in AKO. I watched some of his
watched
fights
him
in Barbara FC.
Barbara
as well.
FC too, yeah.
I watched some of his fights. I know. You don't know him per se because you've not met him. Like
No.
the way you've met Yahuza.
Okay, I get what
I'm
you're
just saying now.
Yes.
So everybody's saying Yahuza's strength, that it's difficult to see anybody that can out-wrestle Yahuza in Africa. That weight class. That's what people say. And I believe what they're saying. So you that have trained with him.
I think I'm trying to be humble, Sha, on his behalf. I think I'm trying to be humble on Yahuza because Yahuza is a very I don't want to pour so much of his aura out before the fight, but
So you can put, that's what we do. We hype
casual
them.
anyway,
Yes.
because and it might not even matter anyway.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, is what
yes.
happens in the octagon is what happens in the octagon.
Exactly.
But then, I mean, Yahuza, first of all, in training, you know that in training, these guys water down a lot. Everybody actually was. Even you, if you go to training, you cannot hit. It's when you hit, everybody say, "Oh, okay, calm down." Or if not, we'll pair you up against Shakes or Jeb to calm you down small. You understand? Everybody's here just to try out their styles. You actually get to see the expression of everybody's style. And that's one thing that interests me so much about Yahuza, because this general critique that people usually have about wrestlers in the UFC. Let's use the UFC because it's like the gold standard upon which we used to judge our MMA promotions these days. You know how whenever the wrestlers begin to dominate,
They say it's boring and all that.
yes, it's boring. Yeah, it starts boring and all of that. But then also, you should know that wrestling is the best base for winning in mixed martial arts.
They asked Topuria, what would he have done again
Yes.
as a fighter? Say he would go back to wrestling is the number one foundation you need as a fighter.
Yes,
not even
yes.
it's wrestling. You
There's
need
a strong high school saying by most coaches that we don't really incorporate all of this, but I've learned from some American coaches. Said, I don't know who said this, but if you can wrestling is the hardest thing to do. Once you have wrestled, every other thing is easy. I believe I'm paraphrasing this.
Daniel Cormier said it.
Daniel, look, at his DC, I've seen so many articles and quotes. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So, like, once you've wrestled, everything else you do will be easy. And that's why those guys actually don't have any fear. Look, do you know what it means to take a punch? The same way you see an arm coming to you is the same way those fighters see it too. Do you understand? But then the hypertrophy, the callous, how much the mind has been calloused.
Yeah.
The difficult. Look, the warm up alone of a wrestling, of a wrestling routine. That's just the warm up will get you exhausted.
So on this bout now, two of them are seasoned grapplers.
Exactly.
And wrestlers.
So what will be the outliers? What will be the?
I'm not sure we'll see
wild cards here.
much of a striking game on this one.
You might.
Well,
You might, because they want to respect themselves a lot. If this goes to I'm just saying, if this goes to the ground, you definitely know that Madani might have the advantage because of the threat of the no, it's not the threat of the jiu-jitsu, because he has proven it in his resume.
yes.
Let me put it that way.
BJJ specialist.
When you say specialist, yes, because he has results. But if where is he coming out? He's coming out of BFC?
Yes.
Most of the people he has fought there.
He came from MEFC to AKO. Just these two places.
Okay, just these two places.
Yes. He never went.
Okay, good. Thank you. So I can't judge him on that, because I actually haven't. I couldn't remember the name of the promotion, but now I watched some of his fights.
But for the fact that Yahuza's last 3 victories have been unanimous decision, have been unanimous decision.
Yeah.
Does it have anything to do with his like when fighters end with UD?
Okay.
Yes.
Does it like make them lesser?
I was building up to this actually, so let me just end it there.
Okay.
Let me just end it there.
Yeah.
So the thing is, when fighters come together and they have very similar styles, the outliers in their skills are what usually comes out to play when they have tested themselves. Because if both of us can wrestle, but I know I cannot, not I know, I try and say I can out wrestle you, that's what I would do. Yeah. Obviously, because it's to find a way to win. So in this very fight now, if both of them go to the ground, I haven't seen the wrestling prowess so much from Madani. That's one. Two, age is another factor.
Yeah, he's like 3 years old. Yahuza is 24 years old.
Yes.
So you have about 10 years difference.
Yes, I mean, even if the age difference is just 2 years.
9 years. Yeah.
Yes.
Even if the age difference is just 2, look, people that are very active, and look at what you have heard about Yahuza, that he's the strongest. Yahuza is somebody who walks around on fight weight any day, anytime. I once saw Yahuza at Ibuze Zone 6. I was like, Yahuza, what's up? And he just stopped. And I looked at this guy. I said, are you ever unfit? He laughed and said, bro, I am ready to go anytime. And he was coming from Eagle Square to go and get some proteins. And I just thought about it. This is this guy's life all the time. Some people only think about fighting when they remember, when they scroll up to some of these things. Some people never even knew about fighting up until recently when it became mainstream. And then the training is what we say that everybody falls back to that standard. I mean, I don't need to go so much. You understand? So if you want to look at the outliers, if he goes to the ground, Madani will have, an edge, yes, because of that submission, which he has proven that he has done. We haven't seen Yahuza do much of that.
Yes.
Most of his wins have been UD. You understand? But then if you look at that is wrestling prowess. That is purely wrestling prowess. People like Kobe Covington got to the top with that. You understand? You see, he can say all he wanted. Yeah, maybe it is his mouth eventually that lost it for him, losing the aura. But for him to have been placed there with people like Kamaru on the upcoming to him, it says a lot about the pedigree of wrestling.
Yes.
Likes of Daniel Cormier. Look at those levels. So, and the higher you go, the more strength, weight, and factors like that begin to play a role. Strength and power. So I don't know. Just apart from the fact that I happen to know Yahuza, which was why I chipped in to an extent at the beginning. If you go back to to our discussion earlier, to an extent, I really feel, power is power. You can never really know the full essence of someone's strength until they express it. From what I've seen and from what I understand about fighting, man, I don't know. I see Yahuza edging again on a unanimous decision.
24 years old Yahuza, 33-year-old Mandani. This would age play a role here?
Well, age will always play a role, and you can see that this is a bout against a wrestler versus grappler. Yahuza has more strength. We've seen him taking Drame. Drame is big and more heavier than him, and we saw what happened on Nikkei 10. And back to Mandani. Mandani is more skillful than Yahuza. And coupled with what Doctor said previously, and he said he has proven himself more. One thing about wrestling is they weigh you down. People always see Yahuza as a boring fighter. No, I don't see him as that. Wrestling, their victory is always boring to people that are not used to it. That's why most times Usman never had that rating up to this level. Most people are still angry that he got down to the pound for pound top 5 up to this day, right? Having this in mind that he wrestles and everything. That was why he even transited to striking. He started getting more used to striking and everything. Back to Yahuza. Yahuza is going to always show himself up. I feel like his strength is going to be the most important tools in that bout, because wrestling is to weigh you down, make your tools worthless to you. You might not even have that chance to use it. I feel like the strength of Yahuza will play a bigger role for him on that bout, because this guy will want to submit him early. If you could see what happened to Drame, there was a time Drame actually, no matter how Drame put him down, he always get back up.
But he was injured in that bout.
He was injured, but he still took the bout.
Yes.
Yeah. He took the bout.
He didn't come down to that bout fit enough.
Fit enough. But you saw how it happened. Yeah. Pulling that stunt. You can't pull that stunt as a weakling. You must have that strength.
So you feel
the strength
Yahuza is gonna defeat Mandani.
Wrestler will weigh you down.
Both of them are wrestlers, so they weigh themselves.
Yahuza has more strength than him.
In wrestling, you actually is one person doing the job. Actually,
You can't. Both of them can't. They can't fight. They
It's a
can't.
tussle. It's always a tussle, but one person eventually.
That strength of making you.
So you're saying Yahuza, you're saying Yahuza.
I always be a fan of Yahuza. Why so the other time?
Me, I'm giving you a split.
Because I like.
You are Saldiamoto. He's Saldiamoto. Saldiamoto is selling all those decisions away.
Coupled with what I saw the other day, I tend to give him more respect and more values to his fighting style, and the fact that he lacks striking, I feel like he's good at what he does. You know, since we're in a time whereby wrestling is getting more victory lately on the MMA world, I'm very, very excited for him, and I wish him nothing but the best, because he's the only person in the TMA that is my favorite as it stands. You know, so I'm not really. I don't want to be too emotional with this, but I'm going to give him a win coupled with what I saw that day, and the fact that he was injured, he still took the fight. That makes you a warrior, you know, a gangster, a man for the title, and value for money and time on the AKO. And I wish someday he's going to get the belt around his waist. That's if the AKO tend to come up with the belt. So
He has people like, in that division, we have people like Cabrev, Fomio.
yeah.
He's in the middleweight. That one too. I think
There
that
are
one doesn't
killers
have,
in that division.
nobody
man.
else. Nobody else can contend with Yahuza. On a very serious note, they have just dismissed my man Chad Hanekom by Fogno. Who else can defeat Yahuza in that category?
Yahuza has been undefeated.
Nobody else can. That's why they even fed him with this guy. Imagine this guy that has one victory is facing Yahuza.
Oh, maybe.
Is it
Yahuza. Permission, let me say this.
Amawo?
You know,
is it Steven?
Imagine somebody.
Sorry, Melvin
Melvin. No,
Is it Chad? So Yahuza is
When did this guy fight last?
it's like 1 million miles apart from every other person in that group.
Did he fight in the last AKO? This guy?
Wadisa?
Yeah.
No, he was AKO 10.
Was AKO 10.
10. And that was when he and Yahuza fought on the same card, right?
Yeah,
on the same card.
He
Okay.
fought Razaka Maona.
Yeah,
Right, it was Amawo
where
he fought.
he
Okay,
submitted
so they
him
are
and
both-
everything.
Submitted him because Amawo came on a short notice.
Melvin
Replacing
pulled
your
out.
guy,
Yeah.
Melvin.
Melvin pulled out.
That fight was fixed that night too.
No, it wasn't that night. It was like 2 days before.
It was 3 days before.
We know about it here. We'll talk about it.
It was about 3 days before.
Yeah,
that.
but like that was what, like I was speaking with Yahuza, and Yahuza said almost as soon as he was just winning, they just
he
said,
didn't
"Yo."
know that he was going to get replaced, but the AKO know. But Yahuza got to know late.
What fight? You mean Yahuza's fight?
All right. Against Yahuza.
Is Yahuza replacing
I
anybody
mean,
for
sorry.
this fight?
No.
I'm talking about Melvin. Sorry.
Okay, no, that was
You're
for
talking about Melvin,
Melvin,
right?
Melvin was sick. He was supposed to fight forward Mandani,
Mandani, yeah, he pulled out.
but he pulled out.
Yeah.
And
that was in the last bout.
AKO
Yes.
10.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, we are now in 12.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm talking about for this very fight, Madani versus Yahuza.
He didn't know.
He knew about it then, like that very card.
Okay, you know about it then?
Yes,
There will be a
almost
fight
immediately.
today. Oh, okay.
That's
Not for this very date, yes, but
Yes,
like
okay.
yes,
Next
that's
opponent with this
Yeah,
guy.
Yes.
yeah,
I get it.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
so-
No? It's things like this will always give you time to prepare.
that's what I'm. Yeah, that's what I'm actually trying to drive at. So I was just waiting for everybody to also understand where everybody was coming
Okay,
from.
okay,
Yeah,
We
so-
didn't actually get your point.
Yeah, I noticed.
So
So
it's
that's why I was also being quiet to actually get
Yeah.
where everybody was coming from. Thank you
because
for that.
man, I can't wait for this to happen.
Yes, like there's no excuse. Not like one person is on short notice.
Just like
no,
Caro,
nothing like
for
that.
example, Caro just got in and your guy
Kill has set that guy up to
made
twice.
Caro look.
It was. I mean,
Against-
it's also
against-
Caro accepting. You know.
against-
No, let me
Bernard-
tell you.
no.
I said something last time, right? It's not about him
Don't worry,
accepting.
Caro is going to get
No, you
good
cannot-
management very soon.
You
And
see,
I think all of this.
When you're looking for opportunity, right?
Yes,
You would take whatsoever opportunities that's available.
Bernard Emmanuel, the first fight he had.
Yeah, he lost now.
Bernard Emmanuel was
It
the
was-
first fight he had. The
yeah.
same thing. He
Short
replaced some
notice.
short notice. He came and it was like.
Man in debut and
I
second
mean,
bout.
the short notice thing is easy to decide at the end of the day.
No, but
Actually,
if you're a fresher, you cannot. You are looking for opportunity to shine.
To shine. He's doing for his way.
When we interviewed Clelo Diogo
Yeah.
after AKO 9, he said he was coming from a championship in just 1 month before AKO 7. He came to Lagos to fight. What's that guy he fought?
Who is that?
Mutia or something. He fought the guy and won the bout. So he could have said, "I'm still fresh off a fight but he.
Okay,
But Solomon Yakubu has had like 3 bouts
Richard
cancelled leading up to this.
Itume.
I'm giving an example.
I remember the name.
Is this
And that was his AKO debut. I'm
Okay.
talking about Clelo Diogo.
Diogo, yeah.
He came and saw the opportunity.
Yeah, he won.
and took
He
it.
won that
We had
bout,
him. We interviewed him.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we this one is not here. Say.
I understand, but I'm also
Itume,
telling you the same thing on the other side.
Yeah.
Solomon had about 3 bouts cancelled leading up to this.
And
Yeah.
his opponents
Yeah.
did not show up.
Someone was supposed to fight Diogo.
Right?
Okay.
His opponent didn't show
This was
up.
fight
But
Diogo.
you know you have a fight camp leading up to that.
Well, so it depends. The pay
No,
might
it's
be
not
an issue.
depending on this side because I was part of that fight
So
camp.
he knew his
I
name-
lost weight.
Okay, so he's
I will
different.
tell you.
He is a fighter that's supposed to fight, right?
Yes.
So he was getting prepared.
Yes.
His opponent was
From
not.
you.
Yes.
They just say, "Come and fight." Short no notice.
That's what makes fighters.
Caro just came back from a tour in Europe. Then
Okay.
Serbia. He came from Serbia, so he wasn't ready for a fight. He just came back home.
Okay.
Even though the fight didn't happen because
Okay.
of visa issues, they arrived late. He came back. He just told me that he has been booked for AKO in the next 1 week.
Has been booked. Who booked him?
AKO called him to replace Clelo Diogo. Diogo
Okay.
that is coming out from
Yes.
Angola. He
Yes.
didn't make it.
Okay.
They told him go and replace him. Can you? He said yeah because
He
they won't
said
force him.
yes.
Yeah. So now I'm not blaming him.
Okay.
He took his defeat in good faith.
Yes, he did.
I'm not
He's
saying-
a good friend of. Yeah, we spoke about it too.
I'm not saying what he did was right or wrong. I'm just saying, as a fresher,
Yes,
you're
sir.
looking for a way to show yourself. Anything given at you collect. If you had worked out for him in call,
Worked out for
if
Caro.
for Caro,
Are you calling Caro the fresher or Solomon the fresher?
No, Solomon has been preparing for this bout
he said
for long, right?
For this
long.
very bout with Caro.
You-
No.
no,
not for
a
Caro.
bout. Not for
Yes,
a bout,
anybody
right?
it was preparing
Right?
for the
It was
bout.
Do you know what it
Prepare
means
for
to have
something,
it? Have you had an exam that you have been reading for with
A
your
particular
life?
course, right?
With your life,
Yeah,
with not
yeah.
all, because for every fight you prepare for,
Yeah.
your life is on the line.
Exactly.
You understand? Now you have an exam. Maybe I don't know. You know how medical exams used to be back then. But if you can relate to any exam that you had your life on the other,
Strenuous
that
and
kind of a thing,
everything,
and then they move that exam.
Yeah.
When that exam comes again, you know, as a student, there used to be that fail-safe excuse of if anything go wrong for this exam, now these people, if all these they are shifting of date,
Yeah.
you're already creating a fail-safe for yourself. But then the people that eventually come out of top are the people that now let's move on with life. Whenever the exam comes, then when the exam comes, they enter back into that mental state.
Yeah.
But not everybody comes back into that mental
remember,
state
you know,
at a very optimal level.
I get your point.
But
Remember,
comparing it with somebody that wasn't ready for a fight, who is more prepared.
remember that UFC guy?
If you want to look at it that way, I understand it, which is why I am stressing on the side of management. I mean, you can't.
No. So sometimes it's not even the management. Remember that UFC guy on whether it's lightweight. That is he works in the construction. That came out and he won the bout.
I can't
2 years.
remember
Whether
his
it's
name. Yes,
Murphy or Eddie or something like
I can't
that.
remember his name. He went back to his construction site,
he
and everybody
won,
welcomed him.
Short
yeah.
notice, right? So it's favorable.
Volkanovski does for short notice all the
It's favorable
time.
sometimes it's not favorable. So
Yeah.
Caro took his opportunity.
Yes.
And my
he didn't
view,
sell.
my analysis to the AKO is
Yeah.
arrange this guy. Don't kill his career before.
Yeah, like promote him
On
because he's an
two-
OG.
on-
He's an OG of
on
this
two
game.
occasions now,
On two occasions, no.
he has come
They have
on.
not
He's
taken
two
him-
fights in AKO.
Yeah.
And he's
Has
an
been
OG.
short
yeah.
notice.
Exactly.
He and Bernard have gone back and forth a lot of
In
times
fact,
in
they-
all
they-
African
they
games
travel-
and Nupen. These guys are living legends right now.
Exactly.
In fact, I was even talking with Solomon, and Solomon was like, he has watched these guys compete years ago when he was.
He
still
was a
traveling.
he's a national champion now.
Yeah, for kickboxing.
National
Yeah,
Sports
so
Festival. He won gold.
yeah.
He brought the gold medal here. We saw it here. We brought it here.
At the watch party too, yeah, he brought it. I saw it
Yes.
too there, yeah. Actually,
In fact, him and Bernard went for this trip in
Those guys are back and forth
in Serbia.
rivals,
They not
man,
fed
like-
him. They not fed him to Bernard.
AKO.
Bernard now dismissed. That was AKO 7 this
Yeah.
time last year.
yeah.
I cannot forget.
AK is just the weapon for
Okay, so enough of Claude is not even on this card. It
Yeah.
took our time, not even on this card.
Yeah.
Our next bout
He's an OG, man.
is in the light heavyweight division. This is
Yeah.
one of the divisions that is very interesting in the AKO.
Yeah.
Here you have Vuga, you have
Vugard, big
you have
boy.
Zan.
Steven Enseno, you have Muzan, you have Isaac
Shield.
Mulu and so on.
Nothing.
But Richard Shield Muzan is fighting Kasum Kone on this one.
Yeah.
I just finished watching Richard Shields match
Yeah.
against
Wow.
Isaac Mulu.
Yes.
Man, the way he was dismissed in that bout,
It didn't actually go well.
it didn't actually go well.
Yeah, but one thing about
but that was the bout before
Yes,
the last one,
before, like, yes.
where he submitted, where he knocked out Who else? He's Remano. Remano should never be a yardstick for anybody fighting in Africa. I'm sure. I know I am a casual. I can't be saying this. They will still look for me. But the fact is that
it doesn't really. No. We don't.
Cut off this part.
We don't filter. No, it's good.
Add it as a blue.
No,
Come on. No, that's why. No, see,
I was looking at Azigmano's record. 4 AKO bouts. He lost them. Okay.
What about Shakes? If you want to talk about people that have
exactly. You understand? Like,
no,
see,
like this thing. Let me tell you something. What it costs.
Shakes has victories in AKO now.
At least.
That's where he's also coming from, because in another
light.
light, but somebody will say something and to be like, why are you being disrespectful?
Exactly.
But the person is probably just being factual.
Yeah,
you understand?
that's reality.
So it's actually just the tone of delivery.
Say it as it is. You don't need to massage
let's
If it's casual, come on, that's why it's being casual.
Let us face the fact.
Reality.
Yeah. Richard Shield
Muzan
is fighting Kasum
Kone, yes.
Looking at their records,
yes.
Shield is on 5-3-1.
Yeah.
Kone is on 3-1.
Yeah.
Richard's last fight, he defeated Israel Mano, a good one.
Yeah.
Somehow in quotes, a good one.
Yeah.
What are the odds coming to this one?
And I see the odds being against Kone here.
I didn't even know that Richard fought him Berber FC.
Yes, he did.
And Spirit of the Warrior.
Yeah.
That is a small boy, you.
Yes.
Like, God. Like,
yes.
You see, you know how if someone is coming into the MMA space right now, you will join the trend.
Fight night.
Yeah, you know when somebody's coming into the MMA space now, you're going to join the trend or the wave that you currently are on. Then depending on your interest, you now research and find other people and, I like this person, I like this style. I like all of that. When I started coming into the MMA space in Africa or in Nigeria rather, I learned about Muzan. I was like, wow, let me check some of these guys' videos. Man, I was like, this guy is a fighter. Then I went to look at the resume. I looked at the people he fought against. I looked at those guys. I was like, this guy is not playing. No. Even the times that Muzan was knocked out, if you see the demeanor on his face, you know when some people are knocked out, they try to cave in. That guy, he literally stands for what he calls himself, the shield. That guy goes out on his shield. Yeah. It is very scary to watch because he's taking a shot that can knock him out. It's just like you don't know the shot that will knock you out. Yes. You don't know the shot that will knock. I don't know the shot that will knock me out.
It just happens to you.
You just go
flash.
Out. Yeah, you just go out. So imagine getting that kind of a shot and you're not caving. You know there's that last resistance of he's just going because he knows that if he can come back from that, he would use that 1% chance and come back at you. That's a warrior. And then I got the chance to see the guy up close. I was like, I just get why these guys are the different level. I get why they're in a different level.
Looking at two of them, their records. Yeah. Tail of the tape.
Yeah. 5-3-1.
Richard is a kickboxer, of course we know. Now look at Kasum Kone.
High class.
He's a Muay Thai and kickboxing champion. Yeah. A world-class striker holding the IFMA World Muay Thai Vice Champion. That's what it is. Yeah. Fought in AML, Eric Favre, and AK07. His only loss was against Abdullahi Kane via RNC, via rear naked choke. Yeah. Now, Abdullahi Kane. Yeah. Now, like Kane, he's now in the heavyweight.
Yeah, in PFL.
Probably when his 14 was when Kane was in light heavyweight. Yes. I remember this fight, AK7. I watched this fight live. Yeah. The only defeat he's gotten came
on that bout.
On this bout. Yeah. Which means this Kone is really a monster. What are the chances of Muzan in this bout?
Muzan is a no competition kind of guy. You know,
we don't see him win this bout.
Muzan?
No competition.
No competition.
He's not coming to compete
with you. He's coming to
make
beat
a statement. To make a statement or something.
Because you could see where he's coming from. I watch most of his bouts. I tend to see that he beats you like he had issues with you. Just like when you're being caught stealing something.
How many of his bouts have you watched?
I watch about 3 of his bouts. Not even on UFC.
The
one he fought Pius. And face off fight nights, you know, he when somebody shoplift and he get caught, you know, so that's how. Yeah. So I saw him beating the Pius. Like, what happened to?
So
what happened?
Who is Papa Pius?
Oh my God.
He's on face off fight.
No, I'm not saying Pius. What is this?
I'm talking about level. Okay. Just imagine you said something. What if one time, like, if you're fighting your mates, right? there's no way you allow him to maul you like that.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen him maul his mates like they've not been to the gym
There is no
before. That's why I said there's no competition. Like Muzan, look at the way he comes up.
God.
He comes out, blonde his hairs and beards and everything, and he's a fighter. Look at his size. He looks like a specimen, for example. You can't just come up and say you're fighting. I remember,
Have you seen his record?
I've seen his record.
Muay Thai and kickboxing champion world.
This guy.
Is that his record or
Yes,
or
his record.
yes,
Muay Thai and kickboxing
I-
champion, vice champion of MMA Muay Thai. The
It
only
does-
loss he's got in his life was against.
It does not. It
I'm
does,
like,
How many fights has he had?
Four.
it does not. Let me tell you
Just
something.
four.
Yeah. Yes.
Let me tell you something. Full spirit.
Professional fights.
Was that fight like an inaugural one?
I don't know, but he also had
Muay
four
Thai,
fights.
in Muay Thai, you know how Muay Thai is now, right?
Anybody, I can
Eh,
set
they
up a
have-
gym here and just call
Yeah.
him my time.
So where is he world class?
I'm not. No, I'm
Okay.
not talking about that with him. But I'm just trying to say for him to be called a champion, he could have fought. He should have fought people. You
Yeah,
get
you
like
see
four. Unless-
IFMA, International Federation of Muay Thai.
I mean, we can check it now. Like
Go ahead.
we should. I mean, I'm
let me
just saying
finish.
because I don't have the facts. That's
Let
why
me
I'm saying
check.
this.
But let me finish.
Yeah,
Let me finish.
yeah.
Muzan is, for me, I don't see him losing that bout because of the way he fights and the way he carries himself and what he wants for himself. You know, for somebody to nickname his have an AKA shield. You know,
Should.
you know.
Is it by name?
Let me tell you something. This guy has proven himself.
Is it
already.
by AKA?
It's not about. It's not about. It's
You
not
call
about.
yourself what you believe.
In Muay Thai, right? Let me tell you something. In Thailand, just like what Sheikh said when he came here, right? He said you have over 100 gyms, promotions.
Everybody's doing
everywhere,
this,
right?
man.
Sheikhs must have gotten a lot of victories. Down to Israel at this time has over
He had
80,
like 3 then,
80
no?
fights.
He was undefeated before he came
Exactly.
back.
But look at what
one
Drame did to Sheikhs in AKO, right?
Tuba.
Exactly.
Or
He
three.
knocked him out, right? So does
That's
that
sneaky
does that
overhand.
warrant your victory because you've gotten some little victories in Muay Thai? Do you know how they fight? This is a different ring now.
Don't worry,
That's kickboxing.
We watch. We'll watch them.
I'm going with Muzan 110%.
So you're going with Muzan, you.
Yeah,
like
Muzan.
I'm going with Muzan all the
Respect
way.
to Coney, man. But I'm just like,
Man, Kone should go.
no, these are my reasons.
Yeah.
Because I'm no fighter. You understand? So
Yeah.
Well, you're
I
the
mean,
only you're the only fighter amongst us here.
I just train.
Well,
I just train.
one thing I will say is I'm going to give my all to Muzan because yeah,
Muzan, you.
all day any day.
Because we are talking about the AKO, he's proven in the AKO
Exactly.
and has been proven in fighting
What do
generally
you
as
want
well.
again?
He's proven in the country. The person coming to fight him is he Nigerian?
No.
he's
He's
not.
from Ivory
No,
Coast.
Ivory
Everything,
Coast,
all the odds are against.
Chai Hennekon was
Yeah.
proven in the AKO, but he couldn't beat Fogno.
But Fogno too has been in AKO
Two
too.
bouts, was it not one bout?
Yeah, he's
But
an
Fogno is
in-house
seasoned.
already.
He's
Yeah.
seasoned in the AKO. You
Yeah.
are no stranger to the aura that
Yes.
comes with. It's a cage. Everybody can enter any cage, but that aura of you
this
in the AKO
I'm like
is different.
this Kone too fought in the AKO.
Do you know that?
It was Kane that beat
him, yeah.
him.
I'm
No,
like
and
Kane, yes.
Kane is no. I respect
Kane
what
is nobody's.
Kane is not
nobody's
playing with and see.
mate.
Full spirit, please. Can I say something about this very bout? Kane, yeah, is it Coney or Kane?
Kane.
Kone is the one that's
Kone
fighting.
is one that's fighting Muzan.
His only defeat.
Yes.
Kone
Was
was against
Abdullahi
Kane. Abdullahi
Kane.
Kane.
Thank you,
watching
Abdullahi.
on PFL.
Yes,
The last
not
one
this
down.
dark
Yeah.
boy that doesn't have beard. He's just
that-
and he's 24, right?
now see.
Yes.
24.
That guy is a very, very good. He won by rear naked choke, yes.
All his fights have been. No one goes.
The
goes
only
to
loss
Goes the
Right,
distance,
yes.
but he usually wins by
Knockout,
TKO and
knockout.
KO.
Yes.
But then I think he has only one submission win,
I think so.
and that was against Coney.
That should be.
You
that should be-
don't. Yeah, and that was a rear naked
Yes,
choke.
yes. His only loss was against like Kane via rear naked choke.
Yeah, I mean it's just three of us here, but to the viewers, this might make some more sense because, like, in terms of depth,
Yeah.
in terms of but I feel on ideology you might relate. Now, as a white belter,
Yeah.
who I am in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu,
Yeah.
what is expected of me is to know and learn how to survive. You understand? I don't know about, and that guy has just one submission.
Yeah.
So he's not deemed to. We can't say he's a submission
Yeah.
specialist.
Yeah.
You understand? He has more of TKOs and
Yeah.
KOs and have more of decisions than
Yeah.
submission. If anything, he's probably still working on it. Kind of like how we can say easy is.
Yeah.
He's seasoned at the highest level.
Yeah.
He can beat the average person in a jiu-jitsu tournament or grappling.
Yeah.
But then at the highest level, he may not.
Yes.
So the reason why I'm mentioning this is this guy won Coney by a rear naked choke. That is a survival move.
Yeah.
You understand? You had to go for it.
Yeah.
So he couldn't get a TKO or
Yeah.
KO
Yeah.
over Coney.
Yeah.
For me, it breeds some form of respect. unless he went into that very bout with the intention of I want to get a jiu-jitsu win just to, test my resume, and that was his only AKO fight. Yeah. So for me, it gave so much respect to Kony, you understand? At least because we are going to write him off completely if we keep on looking at the resume.
I cannot write him off.
Sorry, I'm just saying. I'm speaking openly.
The fact that I chose Muzan doesn't mean I wrote him off.
And then also that Muzan, that was so funny.
No, I don't massage errors. So maybe that was fine. I don't want to massage errors to give him hope where there's none.
I feel you.
I feel like I've seen Muzan fight his opponents, and I've seen the looks on his face. Like, why is he obsessed? Why is he angry?
But then look at that last guy that Muzan fought, who eventually went to this Middle East, this other fighting promotion. The guy that knocked Muzan. Isaac Mulu. Mulu. Thank you. I don't know who Mulu was until that fight. And I went and saw, this guy racked up wins before that very fight.
To watch.
Our next bout is in the women's versus flyweight category. Immaculata, who fought Nelson and Mari Megwe.
Yeah, Mango, yeah.
We watched Immaculata, who fought in AKO 10, where she was so devastating. Yeah. A very high striker. I'm not sure any lady striker that I've seen.
Have you watched Maria?
Megwe.
Yeah, have you watched about?
I say that I have seen.
Have you watched about?
The way she disfigured Obanla on that day.
No.
How Obanla won that bout. You are there now.
Yeah.
How Obanla won that bout, I cannot say. I can't tell. She was appointed to have lost that bout. It was a high striking festival.
Festival is wild, man.
She's fighting against Marie Mange of Cameroon. Marie of Cameroon is 1-1-1. She's lost 1, 1-1, and 2-1. Whereas Ufot has 3-2 and 0. I can remember her last defeat was against Joy Obala. Yeah. For Nelson, she's fought in the spirit of the world. That's Akalaka has been doing so well for Nigerian fighters.
Akalaka is,
I think, the first form of professional fighting.
It's like Bellator.
Yes,
like Bellator.
That's the breeding ground.
Yeah, breeding ground. Yeah. They're supposed of the spirit of the warrior, WSC, and now AKO. Her last bout was in AKO 10, lost to Joy Obala. We saw that one. Yeah. She's an explosive striker. Grappling and submission are her skills. Whereas for Marie Menge of Cameroon, she's from IMBGIM FC and AMC Championship. She lost in the AKO 7. So she's fought in 3 promotions, and she's won in 1, lost in 1, and drew in 1. Yeah. Ferdinand?
One thing about Mariam is I saw her bout in the MGM, where she fought, forgotten her name, a lady, and I forgotten the name, But I saw what she did. I got to realize that she's a total package when it comes to striking, and she's fighting against a total striker too. This bout is not going to be it's not going to be something we will not enjoy. It's going to come up with all strikes,
attack.
full-time attack and everything, because I can see her quick hands, she's ferocious, vicious, and her response, towards being hit, she tends to want to hit you last, no matter what you throw at her, she tends to repel when you throw at her. So I love fighters like that, most people fans has been complaining about MMA being just grappling and submission and all of that stuff. But these 2 ladies are coming up with something different, something we've all been used to. When you're talking about strikes, going back to UFC when it started earlier, and you tend to see 2 bad blood striking from A to Z, just like Wanderlei Silva versus Charles Sonnen, striking from A to Z. That's when you know that this is what we enjoy most.
So this fight is going to be
a high striking bout, because both are kickboxers. And you saw what happened to Ufot against Obanla.
We couldn't believe that fight.
It was. I actually wanted Obanla to win that bout, because I saw her bout against Sana, and I got to give her my win towards that. But when I saw her busted open on the first round, that was when I know that before getting your victory, I'm going to give you a mark that will live on, so you're going to show your children's children, so which is actually what she did.
So who do you think, who do you choose?
I'm going to give it to Maria, because her quick hands is what I actually saw. Maria she has more response towards that.
Okay, for you, Doctor? Why picking in this bout? At least you watch who fought fight.
Yeah, I would say that's Nelson Immaculata.
All right, so the next fight here is the bantamweight category. Luis Mataya. We know Luis Mataya.
Yeah.
He fought in AQ 8 and AQ 10. He won both bouts.
Yeah.
He's only 3 winning streak. He's fought in the UAE Warriors.
Yeah, in Saudi Arabia, UAE, right? Yeah, UAE.
Yes. He has never he never completes a fight.
Yeah,
Everything
I won that UAE
submission
Warrior last bout, and he knocked the guy out. Yeah.
He was fighting Abdel Moussaoui. This one is also a North African. It's a Nigerian.
Yeah.
He just has 2 pro bouts to his name. He's fought in Barber FC.
Yeah.
He's a striking specialist.
Yeah.
So kickboxing. He's the first North African I'm seeing that is not
a submission, right?
A PJ expert.
Yeah,
Is into kickboxing.
Yeah.
Are you sure you grew up in Algeria?
Yeah, he did. It depends on what you like.
If you watch PFL MENA, most of the fights are ending submission.
Let me tell you something for Spirit. Most guys in the North Africa, they all have they all start off with wrestling and grappling. Yeah, like
they now evolve.
So
as they
it depends on what works for you. Some tend to explore more in order to have the total package. That's mixed martial arts. Some don't feel like this has been working for me. Let me just stay with this and focus on this.
I know we saw him at AQ 10. I'm talking about Mataya. Prince Benza.
Yeah.
Was that fight that ended in the decision?
Yeah.
At the point the fight just stopped. We didn't know what happened. And it was declared.
Both guys were all on each other. It's just like they had bad blood.
I didn't even know who was fighting. Like I didn't know who was who in the fight.
He was brief, but he had a lot of energy in him.
We interviewed him.
I saw the video.
So our next fight is in the heavyweight category.
Yeah.
This one is for Kabiru the Hawk Adeniran. You say he's a power slap champion. Nigerian in power slap. Just August this year, he won the power slap.
Yeah.
He's fighting Adama Dumbia from Mali. He's on 2-1-1.
Yeah.
Dumbia fought in NFC, EMC, Cage Warriors. And ring life. He's a kickboxer.
He's
got no debut. 2 of them don't have any AKO
records. Yeah, they are both fresh. Yeah.
Freshmen.
The person we know with a record here is Adeniran in his power slap.
Yeah.
So can that fist or that slap help him in this?
Adeniran is actually known as the Hawk. You can see his physique and everything, and the strength he possesses. I saw his training before the power slap. That was when I got to realize that Dumbia was going to face somebody. When you have a nickname called Hawk, we already know what Hawk possesses.
We have a Hawk in our place.
We have the Hawk in the movie, and Hawk as a footballer.
For heavyweight, anybody in heavyweight is interesting.
No, like I like the heavyweight division because their fights do not take time, and there's always a drama attached to it, something that you live to watch again and again and again. So Dumbia might be fresh, but a kickboxer in a heavyweight division is going to come up with something mysterious for the Hawk too, because for an heavyweight,
one is a slapper, one is a kickboxer.
For an heavyweight to be able to move his body as for an heavyweight to be able to move his body as swift as that.
He's a world champion in slap. They say he secured a TKO in power slap.
I'm sorry, I don't read power slap.
No, but it might be nothing, but
like as in like
that endurance
into martial. I don't.
They build that endurance in order for you to take hits. That's what I'm talking about.
Without putting up.
Have you seen the conditioning that people do for power slap?
So I saw
very weird things.
It's crazy. It's hard.
It's hard. There's no. What I'm trying to say is that there is no defined. That thing is just will. Just hold your will enough that you are hit.
Bro,
I cannot stand that.
No, you exactly. That's why you get knocked out.
Have you seen?
You understand?
Have you seen their endurance trainings? How their hands and everything.
A lot of them. Say some of them still get knocked out.
Yeah. So it depends. So
you see that thing? It's not for me personally. I have strong reservations about power slap.
Slap you out.
Even that is like boxing. It's very dangerous, man.
It's more dangerous than.
Come on, like
even
just
BK.
Come on.
Even BKFC.
That guy can be outclassed on the ground now.
I am even skeptical about BKFC. I fight Ben.
Yeah, I love the Ben. It's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least Benok will stop as soon as it's a crack or something. As soon as
also in Benok, you can even defend yourself.
Yeah.
That one you can just keep your face.
Come on, do you understand?
Okay, so in the bantamweight category, we have Fred Kunzete saying he's a Iron Beast against Tulunda Daniel.
He once fought in AKO, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
First crusade, the first AKO. Now we saw him. He lost to Jakiel Ayana and Andre Mukisi.
Yeah.
He lost in AKO 5 and AKO 9.
Yeah.
He's a kickboxer.
Yeah.
He fought in Eric 5, GWC, CFC, now in AKO.
I don't know if you realize something about. I don't realize something about AKO, right? All the fighters from North Africa, East Africa, and South Africa are all coming down to AKO to make a name for themselves before moving to PFL.
That's where I am confused.
So Nigeria, so people who might underrate AKO. Yeah, for me to have underrated them because of their no belts and everything. But in other way, they should take advantage of what they have already. You are in Nigeria already. You have the name, the population, and everybody wants to have business with Nigeria. So they should take advantage of fighters leaving. I saw BFC fighters leaving BFC to fight on AKO. It's mind blowing, to see somebody from BFC. They pay more, right? But you tend to see them coming to
because of the name, the people who is going to watch them.
Exactly. So they want to be champions. So in order for you to be prosperous in your AKO career, your MMA career fight game, you have to come to the AKO once you're in Africa. So you make that name down to before you can have your way down to the PFL or UFC or that top one. So I don't know.
But this Turunda Daniel defeated. I remember I defeated Zabi Vini at AKO 11 via rear naked choke. I remember him. Yes, I remember
he
him.
Made his debut
early fights.
Yeah.
He's a black belt holder in judo and jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. Name?
Yes, this
is Daniel.
This Daniel Tulunda. He's from Angola.
Like this is the second fight on the
second fight. I remember him in AKO.
He made it. We talked about him
against Zabi Vini. I remember. We didn't go for AKO level, so we lost those visuals.
We just made highlights about them.
In the middleweight category, we also have Memon Kone. This is the other Kone now. Called the Mist.
Yes.
He'll be fighting Joel Tessa.
Yeah.
Tessa is doing his AKO debut. He's on 2 and 1.
Well, maybe you're trying to.
He's voting EFL and CFC. Memon Kone is on a 3 losing streak.
Yeah.
How can that happen?
Yeah. Well,
you've lost 1, 2, 3. Let's give you another fight. If this now, you become 1-4.
They are trying to help him out so he should try to use this opportunity to redeem his records, because imagine being on 3 winning a losing streak and you still have the opportunity to have a fight on that same promotions, because if it's in UFC they would have scrapped your contracts and everything because you're not good for business. But since the PFL, the AKO gave him opportunity in order for him to still fight in it, I feel like Kone should have a way.
It's a 2-time world Muay Thai champion.
So that means I can be a Muay Thai champion tomorrow.
Exactly.
Because just like what you said, we can organize a Muay Thai here.
At our gym, Shex now is a blue belt in jiu-jitsu, if you ask him.
No, see.
No, but then his skill set is like brown belt. Or the time duration that he has practiced, something like that.
Exactly.
If you say champion,
that means it's easy.
If you say champion, that should be an organization running.
But he'll tell you it doesn't matter.
Sheikh said they have over 100.
It's like saying you're a football gold medalist. What tournament are you playing? Is it the World Cup or African Nations Cup?
It can be the Olympic.
I get where you're coming from. Yes.
So if you want to tell me is international Muay Thai Federation. If you say you're a 2-time Muay Thai champion, which people are giving the
you can be in bench and receive.
I understand where you're coming from, but then the thing is, see somebody like Easy now, for example. Easy had the record of 75-4.
Yes, in
Muay Thai.
Yes,
before he came to the UFC. Now, for us to have rated it that much, we had to check back and make sure that first of all, he was under a division under a promotion that was popular and was real and registered. Glory Kickboxing. He fought about 75 times, had 4 losses. You mean in 75 fights he lost just 4 times? Let me see. There are videos. You understand? These are the things that will make you to now say, yes, he's a Muay Thai champion. And you now use that as a higher, you understand what I'm coming from?
Rating ground.
Exactly. So if somebody comes now and say, if somebody is brought up now and they say this person is this, what is the record for which you say he is who you say he is?
Yeah.
If the record is not there, you understand?
The problem here is that he's only 3
fight
losing streak.
Yes, 3 fight losing streak
in MMA.
I don't know.
Here,
I don't know how he survived this. Tesla like doing his AKO. I think they're feeding him this gas.
He's bout.
He's like a rubber.
He's middleweight.
It's kind of like that.
I think middleweight is not an easy place. There's Fonyo here.
And Chad.
There's Yahuza here.
And you've lost to Chad.
And there's who this guy right?
Yeah, Kone lost to Chad. Chad won't pull him anyhow.
What division is that guy?
Middleweight.
Okay.
This people here, you have Mandani. Well, this is where we have Mandani.
Crazy people. Yeah.
On the bantam, we have Clelio Diogo of Angola.
Yeah.
He just has one bout.
One bout in AKO. Yeah.
And he's fighting Prince Mensah.
Yeah.
He lost to Luis Mataya.
Oh,
Yes. I said
Okay.
you're correct.
Yeah.
Now, yeah.
I remember that bout now. He's on 2-1. He fought in GWC AKO 10. The one we fought.
Yeah.
Eric Favre. I lost to Mataya at AKO 10.
Yeah.
They say his fighting background is
yeah.
Sanda, a Chinese kickboxing kind of kickboxing. Sanda is Chinese. We have Sambo, like a wrestling form. Sanda is Chinese kickboxing.
He's underrated.
But he lost now, even but he still lost to
to Chinese.
So they say it's an aggressive wrestling. Okay,
it's actually aggressive wrestling. I can attest to that because I wrestled with that guy a few days before his fights with Luis Mataya. That guy is like, he's just on the ground, but not to go deep into it. Him and Clelio. I know, man. I can give my decision.
Yes.
On the fight.
Who do you give?
And I see that Mesa guy finding
about Clelio with this music guy.
Diego all day.
Clelio with his music guy.
It's because he's you guys guy now.
That's not our guy.
No,
we saw how he fought. He said the way he fought.
You interviewed him, didn't you?
We interviewed him.
He's
your guy. No, judging by
now watch.
Using the attitude that you've been using, he's your guy.
It's not about that.
Okay, didn't you interview Joy Obabala? Interviewed this lady who fought. We preferred.
For example, now, my boy Solomon is not a guy because you've not met him yet. But
it's not as if he's not my guy.
No, this is casual, right?
I'm being casual too. It's not mind me.
Caro's case is that Caro has lived with us.
No, it's not about that.
Caro stayed there for so there's this affinity.
No,
Solomon has come for watch parties. You are aware.
Yeah,
he's here now. He's not in one of these pictures.
Yes.
The one of the pictures we sat.
The one behind there. The one behind the
This is Solomon, right? Okay, let me tell you something about the whole thing.
I'm scratching.
We interview.
Who's been knows what I'm doing now?
We're not trying to pick sides. Solomon or Karu. All we're trying to say is that they should prepare him properly so that he can be ready and have a normal bout.
My point is that the way Diego won his fight, he was coming from an African championship, just less than a month. After being battered somewhere in Africa, he still came for AKO. Flew to Nigeria.
I feel like
Prince, one Richard Itumu.
Yeah. The two
let me take it again.
Diogo, that was the only bout he had now.
From Africa, came to AKO. Won Richard Itumu in AKO 10. It was a short fight, short notice. He had 2 bouts under a month. He won. Now you are giving to Prince Mensah that Mataya. Mataya won. I'm not judging, but I'm looking at the power or the prowess of Clelio Diego. So I give it to Clelio Diego. Case closed. Clelio Diego wins this one. And finally, lightweight division, we have Peleja Oshoba and Osama Idrisi. Peleja Oshoba, we saw him at AKO 11. I remember.
Yeah, I watched it.
He's on 2-1. He's fighting in Prince of the Warrior. Akalaka
and AFC
Akalaka
and also AKO 11. He won Fangnam Lelena by another division. He said he does taekwondo and kickboxing.
Most of our guys in Africa.
Whereas this Osama Idris
he's in North Africa now.
No, this Osama Idris. He's in North Africa. There's a footballer. The father has this name. Osama Idris is the same name. They will tell you. Don't mistake this guy with the other guy.
No, that's cool.
So he's on 2-0. He fought in QMMA. QMMA is where that is from.
Osman.
Do you know Osman? He's from QMMA. He also fought in Evo Championship. He's a striker, versatile striker, multi-skilled and armed with Muay Thai and kickboxing. So who do you think won this fight? Peleja and Osama?
Well, as a Nigerian, I'll go with my guy Osoba.
Are you Onyedika?
Peleja, man. I've watched Peleja fight once.
You've watched him fight?
That day wasn't so impressive.
Yes.
Yeah, we're all in the corner for him. That was at AFC where Jeff fought Iwoha.
Yeah.
I have the video to see the man.
Okay.
Yahuza was shouting.
You watch him in AFC?
Oh, yeah.
Live?
At Velodrome.
Okay. Yeah, it was after AKO 10 now, right?
No. No, before
Just
AKO.
way
Okay,
before.
before AKO time. Okay.
AFC, after this,
Yeah, you
after the
told me
AFC
one
here,
time,
they
yeah,
went
you
to
told
Lagos. So this AFC was not even this year.
Yes,
It should be
that was even before
20
the collaboration with Nigeria MMA
Yes,
Federation.
2024.
Yeah.
I
It's like
remember
one of
that
the
card.
TMA guy, Tipa is there now, right?
Yeah,
No, Tipa ran commentary for
Tipa ran
AK for the
For
AFC.
AFC, right?
And he
Yeah,
also
okay.
did some stuff too on this PFL. I think he did commentaries too or something. I can't really remember.
no.
Like there are different languages and different
Yes,
subgroups.
yes.
It was part of their media stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe it's for Pigeon, I don't know.
No, I can't really remember though.
All
But
right, guys.
yeah,
I think if you've come this far, you have seen how we love African MMA. We
Yeah.
talk about combat sports here. We promote MMA especially.
Yeah.
And on this segment, we give our time to talk about AKO 12.
Yeah.
It's an event we always like covering.
Yeah.
Most of the times we've traveled to watch the bouts in Lagos and Abuja here, and we hope this time around we'll be in Lagos at the landmark event center for AKO 12. I am so happy that I did this with my guys, Ferdinand and Onyedika. We have indoctrinated him into African MMA.
Yeah.
You're welcome. We hope to see you
You're
hope to have you in the review of this card.
Sure.
Sure, brother.
Sure.
If you have come this far, it means you are doing so well. Please subscribe, like, share, and tell your friends about the casual experience.
And I have something to say. Please, we need our belts this time on the AKO.
AKO, please. No
my
audio
name
belts.
is Ucheya. On that belt note, it's a wrap. Yo.
Bless.
Welcome to the casual experience.